I may, over time, read some more passages from Summoned by Bells. It's, of course, a book-length poem. But here I thought I'd read one particular passage about him recalling his father and how he was unable to fulfill his father's dreams for him, which was to carry on the family firm. So this is from Summoned by Bells. My dear deaf father, how I loved him then before the years of our estrangement came. The long calm walks on twilit evenings through Highgate New Town to the cinema. The expeditions by North London trains to dim forgotten stations, wooden shacks on oil-lit flimsy platforms among fields as yet unbuilt-on deep in Middlesex. We'd stand in dark antique shops while he talked, holding his deaf-appliance to his ear, lifting the ugly mouthpiece with a smile towards the flattered shopman. Most of all, I think my father loved me when we went in early morning pipe smoke on the tram down to the Angel, visiting the works. Fourth generation. Yes, this is the boy. The smell of sawdust still brings back to me the rambling workshops high on Pentonville, built over gardens to White Lion Street, clicking with patents of the family firm founded in 1820. When you rang the front door bell, a watchful packer pulled a polished lever 20 yards away, and this released the catch into a world of shining showrooms, full of secret drawers and Maharaja's dressing cases. Hushed be thy green hilltop, handsome Highbury. Still be the traffic roar of Upper Street. Flash shop fronts, masts and neon signs drop off the now encumbered houses. Oh, return straw-smelling mornings to old Islington. A hint of them still hung about the works from the past days of our prosperity, a hint of them in medals, photographs, and stockrooms heavy with the tantalus on which the family fortune had been made. The Alexandra Palace patent lock, the Betjeman device for hansom cabs, patents exhibited in 51, improvements on them shown in 62, the Betjeman trolley used in coffee rooms, the inlaid brass, the figured rosewood box, the yellow satinwood, the silverware. What wealth the money from them once had brought to fill the hothouse halfway up the stairs with red begonias. What servants' halls, what terrace houses, and what carriage drives. Bang through the packing room, then up a step. Be careful, Master John, old William called. Over the silversmith's uneven floor, I thought myself a fast electric train. First stop, the silver plating shop. No time to watch the locksmiths and engravers work. For there in silence Buckland used to drop dull bits of metal into frothing tanks and bring them out all gold or silver bright. He'd turn a penny into half a crown. Though he but seldom spoke, yet he and I worked there as one. He let me seem to work. The cabinet-maker's shop, all belts and wheels and whining saws, would thrill me with the scream of tortured wood, starting a blackened plank under the cruel plane and coming out sweet-scented, pink and smooth and richly grained. While in a far-off shed, caressingly, French polishers, all whistling different tunes, with reeking swabs would rub the coloured woods, bringing the figured surfaces to light. Dark whirling walnut, deeper and deeper brown, and rare mahogany's pressed butterflies. Beside the timber yard, a favourite hut encased the thumping heartbeat of the works, an old gas engine smelling strong of oil. Its mighty wheel revolved a leather belt, which, turning lesser wheels and lesser belts, spread like a drawing by Heath Robinson through all the rambling length of wooden sheds. When lunchtime brought me hopes of ginger beer, I'd meet my father's smile as there he stood among his clerks with pens behind their ears in the stern silence of the counting-house. And he, perhaps not ready to go out, would leave me to explore some upper rooms, one full of ticking clocks, one full of books, And once I found a dusty drawing-room completely furnished, where long years ago my great-grandfather lived above his work before he moved to Sylvan Highbury. But in the downstairs showrooms I could find no link between the finished articles and all the clatter of the factory. The works in Birmingham, I knew, made glass. The stoneworks in Torquay made other things. But what did we do? This I did not know, nor ever wished to know, to my father's grief. O Mappin, Webb, Asprey and Finnegan, you polished persons on the retail side, old Magtags, Paulines and old Westminsters, why did I never take to you? Why now, when staying in a quiet country house, I see an onyx ashtray of the firm, or in my bedroom find the figured wood of my smooth-sliding dressing-table drawers has got a look about it of the works, does my mind flinch so? Partly it is guilt. Following in father's footsteps was the theme of all my early childhood. With what pride he introduced me to old gentlemen, pin-striped commercial travellers of the firm, and tall proprietors of Bond Street shops. With joy he showed me old George Betjeman's book. He was a one-N man before the craze for all things German tacked another N. December 1807, 12 and 6, for helping Brother William with his desk. Uninteresting then, it seemed to me, uninteresting still. Slow walks we took on sunny afternoons to great-great-aunts in tall Italianate houses, Aberdeen Park, Hillmarton Road, and Upper Pooterland, short gravel drives to steepish flights of steps and stained-glass windows in a purple hall, a drawing-room with stands of potted plants, lace curtains, screening other plants beyond. Fourth generation, yes, this is the boy. Partly my guilt is letting down the men. William, our coachman, who turned chauffeur, still longed for his mare and feared the motor car which he would hiss at, polishing its sides. Bradshaw and Pettit of the lathe and plane, Fieldhouse and Lovely, and the old and bent with wire-framed spectacles and aproned knees. The young apprentices, old custom called, indentures done, to passing out parade down a long alley formed among the men, beating on bits of metal. How they all trusted that I would fill my father's place. The governor's looking for you, Master John. Well now, my boy, I want your solemn word to carry on the firm when I am gone. Fourth generation, John, they'll look to you. Their artist craftsmen to their fingertips. Go on creating beauty. What is beauty? Here where I write, the green Atlantic bursts in cannonades of white along Pantyre. There's beauty here. There's beauty in the slate and granite, smoothed by centuries of sea, and washed to life as rain and spray bring out contrasting strata higher up the cliff. But none to me in polished wood and stone, tortured by father's craftsmen into shapes to shine in Asprey's showrooms under glass, a Maharaja's eyeful. For myself, I knew as soon as I could read and write that I must be a poet. Even today, when all the way from Cambridge comes a wind to blow the lamps out every time they're lit, I know that I must light mine up again.